Good morning, friends. How are you? I hope all of you are fit and fine. Let's start our chapter, Ranga's marriage. Let's continue. Exactly, Ranga said that he will marry to a mature girl. I was distressed. Now the narrator was distressed that the boy who I thought would make a good husband had decided to remain a bachelor. After chatting for a little longer, Ranga left. I made up my mind right then that I would get him married. When the narrator got the answer from the Ranga, then he was very much suppressed, very much distressed, very much unhappy that he had decided that he will marry to a girl whom Ranga will love. But Ranga's thoughts are very much different. Rama Rao's niece, a pretty girl of 11. Now he thought about the Rama Rao's niece, whose name was Ratna, and she was 11 years old. Rama Rao's niece, a pretty girl of 11, had come to stay with him. She was from a big town, so she knew how to play harmonium, veena. She also had a sweet voice. Both her parents had died and her uncle had bought her home. Now, let us say that he had started thinking about the Rama Rao's niece who came to live with Rama Rao because her parents had got their death. Ranga was just the boy for her and she the most suitable bride for him. Now he says that Ranga will be the suitable boy for her and they will be a suitable and a perfect couple. Since I was a frequent visitor to Rama Rao's place, the girl was quite free with me. I completely forgot to mention her name. Ratna, it was. The name was Ratna. And the narrator was very much friendly with the Rama Rao's and he always visit to the Rama Rao's house. The very next morning I went to their house and told Rama Rao's wife, I will send buttermilk for you. Ask Ratna to fetch it. And then when he went there, then he gave the buttermilk to the Rama Rao's wife and said, give this to Ratna and he will fetch it, the buttermilk. Ratna came. It was a Friday, so she was wearing a grand sari. I told her to sit in my room and requested her to sing a song. And Ratna came to the narrator's house, and that day was a Friday, and she was wearing a sari. And he told Ratna to sing a song for her. I sent for Ranga. While she was singing the song Krishnamurti in front of my eyes, Ranga reached the door. And while she was singing, the Ranga came to his house. He stopped at the threshold. Seeing the Ranga, Ratna had stopped his singing. He did not want the singing to stop, but was curious to see the singer. Ranga doesn't want to stop the singing. He wants that singing should be continued, and he wants to know who was the singer who was singing. And we have seen that Ranga wants that the singer should keep on singing. And who was the singer? Ratna was the singer. He carefully he peeped in and carefully he goes inside to see whether Ratna was singing or any other person was singing. The light coming into the room was blocked. As soon as Ranga entered the room, the light which was coming from outside was stopped. Ratna looked up and seeing a stranger there quickly stopped. And seeing a stranger, he stopped her singing. Suppose you buy the best quality mango. You eat it slowly, savoring its peel before biting into the juicy flesh. You do not want to waste any part of it. Now narrator says that suppose you buy a mango and you know that this is a very good fruit, and nothing a single part of that fruit should be spoiled or misused. For that purpose, you start removing its cover one by one, and then you start eating that juicy part of that mango. You do not want that a single piece of that fruit should be wasted. Before you take another bite, the fruit slips out of your hands and falls to the ground. How do you feel? And then narrator says that, who was the narrator? Shama, who says that, suppose you purchase the mango and you start removing its cover one by one, and when you remove its cover and you take a bite of that juicy part, and when you have decided to take a second bite, and that fruit comes down from your hand, then how you feel? You will feel very bad that so tasty fruit, so juicy fruit I was eating, and it was because of my mistake it was fallen. Now here the narrator was comparing this incident with the Ranga and the Ratna incident, because Ratna was singing and that song was very, very melodious, but as Ranga entered the room, the light was blocked, and Ratna got the information that there was someone on the door, and she stopped singing. In the same way, Ranga feels bad as a person loses the mango feels. Okay. Ranga's face showed the same disappointment when the singing stopped, and now the narrator says that the mango, when it fallen from our hand, we feel bad. In the same way, Ranga also feel bad because that song was stopped. You sent for me, he asked as he came in and sat on a chair. And then Ranga came and sat on a chair. Ratna stood at a distance, and then Ratna, seeing a stranger in her house, stands at a far distance. Her head was lowered. She had lowered her head. Ranga repeatedly glanced at her, and Ranga continuously looking at her. Glance means continuously looking at her. Once our eyes met, and he looked very embarrassed, and when he sees her eyes was lowered, as it seems that she was embarrassed. No one spoke for a long while. It was my coming in that stopped the singing. Let me leave. Words, mere words. The fellow said he would leave, but did not make a move. Now he says that because of his entrance in the narrator's home, the singing was stopped, and because of him only, Ratna had stopped singing. Now he said that now I will go out, but by mouth he was saying that I will go out, but by his physical appearance he was standing there only. How can one expect words to match actions in these days of Kali Yuga? Now the narrator said, in Kali Yuga, what we say by our words does not match with our actions. Means in our Kali Yuga, what we speak and what we perform, both things are different in nature. Ratna ran inside, overcome by shyness. Ratna gone inside because of the shyness, because she was shy seeing the Ranga. After a while, Ranga asked, "Who is that girl, Swami?" When she gone inside, then Ranga asked the narrator, "Who was that girl? Who's that inside?" The lion wanted to know. The he-goat who had taken shelter in the temple replied, "Does it matter who I am? I am a poor animal who has already eaten 9 lions. I have vowed to eat one more. Tell me, are you male or female?" The lion fled the place in fear, it seems. Now the narrator says that you want to know who is that girl who was singing. And then the narrator says that the he goat, means the deer goat, who had taken shelter in the, now he had given an picturization that how Ranga action is accompanied with the other person's actions. He said that like the he goat who takes shelter to protect ourselves, take shelter in the temples. Does it matter who I am? It doesn't matter who is that girl who was singing or not. When Ranga got all this type of views from the narrator, then Ranga left the place. Like the he goat, I said, what does it matter to either of us who she is? It doesn't matter who is that girl. I am already married and you aren't the marrying kind. Now here the narrator says that I am already married. It doesn't matter who is that girl who is singing, and you also have not decided to marry. Then it doesn't matter who is that girl, because I am already married and you don't want to get married. Then it doesn't matter who is that girl. Very hopefully he asked, she isn't married then? His voice did not betray his excitement, but I knew it was there. And very hopefully, with very much hope, Ranga asked whether that girl was married or not. And while he was asking all these things, from his voice, his excitement can be seen very easily. She was married a year ago, and she was. Then the narrator Shama said that she was married a year ago. His face shriveled like a roasted brinjal. His face was wrinkled. Shriveled means wrinkled like a roasted brinjal. When we roast a brinjal, the shape of the brinjal changes. Shriveled, wrinkled always comes on that shape of the brinjal because of the roasted. In the same way, when Ranga got this information, his face was wrinkled, shriveled. After a while, Ranga left saying, I must go, I have work at home. And after that, when he got the information that she was already married a year ago, she left the place and went back to his home. I went to the Shastri the next morning and told him, keep everything ready to read the stars. I will come later. I tutored him in all that I wanted him to say. And the next day, narrator went to the Shastri home, who was the astrologer. Went to the Shastri, who was the astrologer, and he tutored him, and he teaches him, and he convinced him. Tutored him, actually here it means convinced him that you have to say this thing only when we will bring Ranga here, so that he will get convinced he will get convinced for the marriage. I found no change in Ranga when I met him that afternoon, and he met Ranga the next afternoon. What's the matter? You seem to be lost in thought, I said. And then the narrator says that Ranga, it seems that you are thinking something, you are lost in something. Nothing's wrong, believe me. Headache, come let's go and see doctor. When narrator asks what's going on in your head, why you are not feeling very much good, then he says that everything is good, only headache is there. Then narrator says that let's move to a doctor. I have no headache, I am my usual self. And now he says that I am okay as it seems to me. I am okay. I went through the same thing when the process of choosing a girl for me was going on. But I don't think that could be a reason for your present condition. Now, narrator says that I thought that your headache is due to the girl, because I have also suffered from this headache when there was a marriage for me. But this matter is not concerned to you because you don't want to get married. Then why this headache is in your head? Then why you are feeling headache? Ranga stared at me. Ranga stared at me. That why Narita is saying all these things. Come, let's go and see Shastri. I suggested we will find out whether Guru and Shani are favorable for you or not. Now the narrator says that let's move to the Shastri and he will tell that whether every Guru and Shani is favorable for you or not. It means here narrator wants to say that when they will move towards the Shastri and he will tell about the Ranga, Guru and Shani after seeing the astrology that what is going on in his mind, he will give the correct answer. Ranga accompanied me without any protest. As soon as Shastri saw me, he exclaimed, "What a surprise, Shyama! Haven't seen you for a long time." And when both of them decided to move to Shastri, then they reached to the Shastri home and seeing the narrator, Shastri was surprised. And he said that what a surprise, Shyama, haven't you seen for a long time? That for a long time I haven't seen you. What is the reason to come to my house? Then Shyama is none other than your servant, the narrator of this tale. Now Shyama told to the Shastri that, "Sir, I am your servant. Don't say me like this, that." Because Shastri had said that, what a surprise to the narrator, to the Shyama, that what a surprise Shyama, that I haven't seen you for a long time. And today you are at my home. Then narrator says that I am your servant, Shastriji. I got angry and shouted, "What? Only this morning?" Shastri completed my sentence. "You finished all your work and are now free to visit me." Now Shastri said that you have completed all your work. Now you have got time. Then you have decided to visit to Shastriji. Had he not done so, I would have ruined our plan by bursting like grains that are kept in the sun to dry. Now, narrator says that if anything will not go in a proper manner, then his plan, which he had planned with the Shastri to tell the particular thing to Ranga, that secret will be burst like the grains that are kept in the sun to dry. Now here narrator wants to say that if everything will be revealed, which he was thinking that this thing is secret, then that thing will be shown, that thing will be presented as it seems that the grain which are kept under the sun in a plastic, that plastic will be burst due to the heat of the sun. In the same way, if Shastri Ji wouldn't have said all these things, then the plastic of grains will be burst out. Actually here a comparison is done, that whole thing will be shown. Bursting, here the word is used, bursting. Here a word is used, bursting. Actually it means to break open suddenly, to break open of the secret. That's why narrator was very much cautious enough that his secret wouldn't be revealed before the Ranga. Shastri turned to Ranga. "When did the young son of yours, accountant clerk, come home? What can I do for him? very rarely that he visits us. Now he says that what he has to do with the Ranga who really visit to his house. What is the problem that accountant's son is visiting to his house? After that, Shastri ji, take out your paraphernalia. Our Rangappa seems to have something on his mind. Can you tell us what's worrying him? Shall we put your science of astrology to the test? Now the narrator requested to the Shastri ji to take out all your equipments, to take out all your books, to take out all your paraphernalia. Actually, paraphernalia means the small objects, the small things which we use to perform a particular ceremony or to do a particular celebration. In the same way, here narrator says that Shastri ji, please take out all your paraphernalia in order to find out what was the main reason that our Rangappa is not feeling so well. There was authority in my voice as I spoke to Shastri. He took out 2 sheets of paper, some cauries and a book of Planaria leaves. Actually, these cauries are made up of marine molluscus. Okay, they are very soft in nature. In we say that cauries. Okay, he take out his cauries and Planaria leaves, and the books which this Shastri ji always keep are made of the palm trees. Okay, these leaves, the palm trees leaves are used to write all these things. Here, Planaria means the leaves of the palm tree. The leaves of the palm tree had been prepared in such a manner that it forms a book, and in that book everything had been written of the astrology. A verse is an ancient science, Ayya. There's a story to it, but I won't tell you that story now. This is not a Harikatha which allows you to tell a story within a story. You may get bored. I will tell it you some other time. Now the Shastri ji tells that there is some information regarding this, but right now I will not tell all these things. Sometime afterwards I will tell all these things. Shastri moved his lips fast as he counted on his fingers. After that, he started doing some calculation on his fingers. Always you have seen that priest or Shastri ji always used to use their fingers in order to do some calculations. Shastri moved his lips fast as he counted on his fingers and then asked, "What's your star?" Ranga didn't know. After doing calculation on his fingers, then he asked Ranga, "What is your stars?" Actually, Shastri always used to ask, "What is your graha nakshatra? What is your star?" Okay, this is the thing. Then Ranga said, "I don't know." Then Shastri ji said that, "Never mind." Shastri indicated with a shake of his head. He did some more calculations before saying in a serious tone, "He is about a girl." The Shastri ji said that if you don't know your star, don't worry. Then after putting his head down, he started doing some calculation, and after doing some calculations, he said that he is indulged. He is thinking about a girl. It had been controlling my laughter all this while. And narrator was controlling his laughter. Why he was controlling his laughter? Because he had only convinced the Shastri ji to tell all this thing. And now Shastri ji is saying the same thing. That's why he is controlling his laughter in his mouth. But now I burst out laughing. I turned to Ranga, exactly what I had said. And after controlling some laughter, he turns towards Ranga and said, "Exactly what I had said." "Who is the girl?" "It was your humble servant who asked the question." Now, narrator asked the Shastriji, "It is my humble request to you. Please tell me, who is that girl to whom this Ranga was indulged?" Shastri thought for a while before replying. She probably has the name of something found in the ocean. Then, when narrator says that, "Please, sir, tell me the name of that girl to whom this boy is thinking," then Shastriji says that that girl name is related with the ocean.